We have the referee, Bob Myers, Ron Finn, and D'Amico, the linesman. D'Amico was an official here 14 years ago the last time, a 7-game series. There's a man who has been quite a star, an average of 2.70. Gilles Gilbert took over in the 3rd game. He has fashioned some tremendous periods of hockey. And there you have the articulate graduate of Cornell and McGill University, Dryden of Montreal, 2.46. So have Rattel at center. Smots and Marcotte on for Boston, and the Bruins clearing it in. Here is Savard. Ahead on the right side, LaFleur into the center ice area. He lost it. Wheeling back. Smots over the line. He fired it, and Dryden blocked that. Gainey a long right wing pass, broken up at the line by Park. He failed to clear it out. Elvis had his stick tied up by Park. Here's LaFleur centering it, and Smots knocked it into the center ice area. Gainey tipping it ahead for LaFleur. LaFleur along the left wing, jammed out of the play by Sims. Gainey knocked his man down. There's the shot by an unexpected starter in this game, Riseborough. Out there, he suffered a broken nose in the game on Saturday night. The puck is back in the Canadian zone. It's LaFleur taking his time. Now it goes to Gainey into the center ice area. He lobbed it ahead, and the Bruins starting back. Cashman took Milbury's pass. Cashman shooting it, and a leg save there by Dryden. Here come the Canadiens, led by Trombley, down to the Boston line. Trombley putting on the breaking center, the right in front. And Gilbert is there.
From the Forum in Montreal, this is Stanley Cup 79. Quick penalties called to the two number 14s, Miller and Tremblay, stopped by Dryden off that right wing drive. Then they went up to the other end of the rink. Gilbert covered up on a loose puck, and the penalties ensued in a bit of a scuffle.
So the face-off in the Bruins zone. It is Milbury. He had an outstanding game for the Bruins as they fashioned that decisive victory in Boston in the 6th game. Now the Bruins starting out. Milbury fired it off the boards. Gobbling it up and coming in on that right side is Engblom. But he failed to penetrate. There's a shot from a sharp angle by Mondeau. Out it goes to the line. Robinson trying to keep it in. He gloved it in there. And it's tipped gently into the center ice area. Engblom is coming back against Rattel. Into the corner they go. Here's Lemaire around the net. He lost it. There's Mondeau. Mondeau getting set. He tried to center it. Rattel up in the wing. It goes to Smots at center. Smots putting on the brakes. Now he's forced back. Hands it off to Rattel. Rattel is in over the line. He is a smoothie. There's the pass at the line. Canadiens clearing it out. Here is Milbury getting set, trying to get in there. And he was blocked solidly by Engblom. Canadiens coming back. Lemaire over the line. And he lost it, wheeling back rather slowly now is Rattel. His shot did not give Dryden any difficulty. LaFleur, a splendid move by LaFleur into the center ice area. Drills the shot, the rebound. And Gilbert tucked it off on the wing. No score in this hockey game. Bruins taking over. They are playing 5 aside with exactly 30 seconds left in the penalties. Now it's flipped in on the right side by Lapointe, digging in there doggedly, is shut behind the net. Up on the left side it comes. Now it's at the line, and LaFleur is forced out. On the left side, Savard couldn't get it. There's Park. He is their main man on that offensive rush. There's a forward pass, Middleton going in. Good defensive play by Savard. Lapointe, an outstanding rushing defenseman into the center ice area. Here's Tremblay cutting in. He fired it. And a brilliant leg save by Gilbert. Oh, that was a great indication of that excellent reflex action that the goalies must have, and most of them do have. That was a low drive by Tremblay. Now here's McNabb into the center ice area. McNabb is over the line. The shot is wide. Back it comes. Rick Smith taking a shot, a weak shot. Robinson leading a 4-man attack. Ray-Jean Houle back in the lineup for the Canadiens behind the net. It's Houle getting set, trying to center it. Milbury getting it up. Robinson keeping it in. There's the shot by Napier. Right on. Now Ray Jean-Houl is getting set, trying to center it. It comes right in front of it. A wild pile up. And the Bruins come up with it. Up on the left side. Jonathan couldn't pick it up the first time. Now Napier is down with Risebrough. Over the line. There's the shot. And the Bruins break it up again. This is a very fast pace in the early stages. Here's Jonathan going in. And it's blocked by Dryden. In behind the net it goes. Robinson clearing it on the left side. Robinson knocked it down. Gets it out on the right side. Napier trying to come up with it. Engblom clearing it ahead. He hit Napier. Now Risebrough to the Boston line. Up there going in. Trombley, a weak dribbler. Out in front it comes. The Bruins starting up. A penalty coming up. I think it'll be Lambert.
4:57, Lou, come on in. Lambert is penalized right here.
Lambert trying to get through to get to the puck, inadvertently grabs the Bruin, and referee Bob Myers behind him thought it was significant enough to call a penalty, as we look at Gilbert making a great save off the stick of Mark Napier, and only 2 whistles called in almost 5 minutes of this period.
We've had a lot of action, almost 5 minutes, 3 penalties, and a total of 9 shots. Now the Bruins on the power play. Cashman ripped it into the corner. O'Reilly going in with Rattel. Bounces high. Here's O'Reilly playing it on the boards. Rattel is after, jammed in on the boards by Gainey. Clark, he belts Gainey. They jostle up the line. And it's out over the line into the center ice area. Now Rattel with Cashman on the far side. Cashman failed to lug it in. The Bruins are back into that center ice area to regroup. Now Redmond. He is bodied savagely in the center ice area by Gainey. Gainey went down, but he really racked up Redmond with a solid body check. 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the penalty, and the Bruins on the power play. They're broken up by Robinson, and he sends Boston back deep in their own zone. No score in this hockey game. Brad Park ahead, it goes to Redmond. Redmond over on the right side to O'Reilly. O'Reilly is over the line. Here's O'Reilly getting it over to Redmond. Redmond back into O'Reilly in behind the net to Cashman. Cashman trying to center it. Brad Park couldn't hold it in. It was clear down the ice. LeBaire and Robinson working on that side for Montreal. So Redmond is now coming out with Cashman, McNabb, and Schmott. It goes to the Canadiens line, and it's flipped down the ice by Lapointe. Montreal defending excellently, killing off this penalty to Lambert. Now the Bruins try it again, and they're stopped. Savard shooting it back. Redmond is back there. Exactly a dozen seconds left in the penalty. The Bruins having difficulty getting that power play into effective operation. Now the penalty has expired. 1 second to go, and there's an offside at the Canadiens line.
Well, you can almost feel the adrenaline flowing from up here just the way the people are skating. We see Gainey checking, working hard along the boards. But one thing that we see right now, we see a lot of passes being made that are on the mark that aren't really completed. People aren't accepting passes. We see them working hard like that, but they're not sharp enough to accept the pass. You can feel the excitement, the tension, the quickness, the way they're skating, but they're not sharp enough to control the puck as they would normally.
Face-off just inside the Montreal line. We have Miller, who played a standout game in the 6th game, number 14. He's at center. Middleton and Schmotz on the wings. No score in the hockey game. Lambert, of course, out of the penalty box. 5-4 the shots on goal. So all that statistic means that there was not a single shot on Dryden during the penalty.
Barry Cheevers, the backup goaltender, again. This is the 5th straight game he's been in that role as he sits beside Brad Park. Cheevers, of course, the famed money goalie. And I don't think you would have thought, Lou, when this series started, that he had to be replaced as early as he was and that he wouldn't get back in there. But Gilbert has been playing very well.
So the face-off is in a little more deeply this time. There's Engblom taking a look. It was over on the left wing. Inadvertently, he put it on Smith's stick. Schmotz fires it in. And Miller on the move against Robinson. Into the corner, Lafleur. Lafleur has had difficulty, by and large, getting on track in this series. A pass hit Marcotte. Anytime you see Lafleur in the ice, look for number 21 of Boston, Marcotte. A lead pass. It goes to Jarvis from Robinson. At the line, the Bruins breaking it up. The checking getting very, very close right here at this particular juncture in the hockey game with 7 minutes and 40 seconds gone in the opening period.
Scotty Bowman's Canadiens have quite a streak going against the Bruins in this building. They have beaten them 14 straight times.
Rick Smith shoots it in. There's no score in this hockey game. And this atmosphere at the Forum tonight is charged with excitement and expectancy. The big expectancy, number one, who's going to get the first goal? Let's see. O'Reilly feeds it in there on the left side. McNabb getting it into Marcotte. He swings the pass to the side. Over on the other side. Chucked off and down the ice. Back after it goes. Milbury in pursuit. Lafleur, it's off the glass, out over the line into the center ice area. Here is Schutt. A feathery pass on the right side. Mondew couldn't pick it up, but Schutt has it. The pass is stopped by O'Reilly. To McNabb. He has Marcotte with a good back checking there by Schutt. Here's Lafleur in over the line. Canadiens almost lost it in there. See how close the checking was right there in that area of about 15 feet. We had a total of 10 players. Well, it's 40 feet laterally. Pretty hard to get 15 players in that 5 feet. Now it's Rattel coming in. Here's Rattel trying to get in. One hand on the stick and Dryden slid out. Puck is back into the center ice area. Here's Sims laying it up on the right side, and it's an offside. And a puck that was over the boards. And we have 10:57 left in the opening period. There's no score.
Well, Scotty Bowman's been there before, and he looks awful relaxed. As we see Rattel with that great quickness going around Robinson. Robinson gets that one arm, a little hold, and just a tug. Not long enough to get a penalty call, but strong enough to stop the effect of a charge, and Dryden comes out to sweep the puck away.
Here's that play made by Steve Schutt in the center ice zone on McNabb when he hooked the puck away from behind.
The shots on goal are now even at 5. Here's Sims over on the right side. Off Rattel's stick. Ashman is following in on that right side. Now Chartrand. He collided with Jonathan Gainey coming down on that right side. He bowls over the defenseman Sims, but couldn't follow through. On the right side, Cashman over on the wing. It goes to Jonathan. Jonathan is belted at center by Chartrand. A penalty coming up against the Montreal Canadiens.
Chartrand on the penalty box. Lou at 9:47, second straight call against the Canadiens.
That's right, no question about that one.
So it's bumptious out there, becoming turbulent. So Lou and Dick, fasten your seatbelts. Let's see what's going to happen here. Bruins everybody up, and the Canadiens get the draw. Lambert idles into the center ice area. Redmond getting it back to center. Here's Rattel with Middleton over on the other side for Cashman. Cashman hands it off to Redmond. He shoots it, and it's off the leg of the point. Right in front of Middleton. He scores! Middleton! And the Bruins lead 1-0.
Kenny Dryden's upset about something, but the goal goes in the net and a power play for the Bruins. Lou, you talked about the Boston team having to stay away from penalties. Here we are in the early going, and they cash in on a power play.
That's right. Boston takes advantage of that power play, and we see once they get the puck in the zone, there's two people all alone in front of Dryden. And as the puck is trying to get out, one of the Bruins steals it. I think it's Rattel. He centers it right to Middleton, all alone in front. Middleton had Dryden moving across, spun around, and put it in. You'll see Rattel on the left board, and Middleton all alone in front. And Middleton just putting it in, as Cashman was also there in case he missed the net. He could even tipped it in.
So Rick Middleton continues his 5-play. Cashman and Redmond assisting at 10:09. The point had eliminated himself from the play when he sprawled to block the initial shot. Boston leads at 1-0.
Now the Bruins in possession. They clear it. O'Reilly head into the center ice area. It's propelled to the corner. That's Big McNabb going after Engblom. To the other side, Napier Here's Robinson. The Bruins up there very tenacious in their forechecking. Now on the left side, Ray-Jan Hull. He's cutting. Hull into the corner. It goes to Lafleur. Here's Lafleur taking a look. There's the shot. And it went off Ray-Jan Hull's stick, I think. McNabb into center. Gives it to O'Reilly. Back to McNabb. He shoots it. Dryden, the big rebound. And Engblom gets it ahead. Rick Smith tipping it back on the wing. Lafleur fighting for possession along with McNabb. And then Rick Smith hit Lafleur. And the Bruins get it back into Montreal territory. 8 minutes and 50 seconds left in this, the opening period. 1-0 for the Bruins on a power play goal by Middleton. Now the teams are changing while the play goes on. At the line, O'Reilly back to Park on the right side to O'Reilly. Long left wing pass. Canadiens clearing it to the boards. Now working out from the corner. Here's Tremblay. He missed Lafleur. Down the ice it goes. On the air, back after it. Here's Schmutz. Savard knocking it down is picked up by Marcotte. He had Miller open on that right side, but the pass was too quick and too far ahead, and the Canadiens clearing it down on the left side. Park is back after it. Over on the other side, that's Sims. The Bruins are out shooting the Canadiens 7-6. They are outscoring them 1-0. There's a block pass. Tremblay coming in on that right side. Tremblay around the net. Lambert is at the lip of the creek. There it is, right in front. And Risebrough missed the pass at the open side. Right in front it comes again. Tremblay has shot. Gilbert's down. Now the puck is still loose. Here's Tremblay taking a look. There's the shot. Tremblay trying to get it in front. Lambert has it. Right in front it comes. And Lapointe fired it wide. Another shot by Lapointe. It's around the net. Great pressure here by the Canadiens. In on the boards. They jostle. Will they get a whistle? Let's see. Not yet. And the Bruins come up with it. Out over the line. There's the lead pass. Here's Jonathan getting a break, going in a goal. Jonathan shoots. Oh! Tremendous save by Savard. What a play that was by Savard. Lambert shooting it back into Boston territory. And the crowd buzzing over that play. Let's see. We're having a penalty here. Miller of the Boston Bruins for hooking.
Boy, what action we had this Stanley Cup playoff game. Coming to you from the Forum in Montreal. As Jonathan got in, I tell you, Lou, this is tremendous play by Jonathan first off, and then by Savard.
And this could be the turning point of the game, Dick. Jonathan makes a good move, gets Dryden right out of the net. Now, he should have put it in right there. He just lost it for a moment, but Savard coming back makes the big stop. And the fellow that really made that play was Bobby Schmutz down in his own corner fighting off two people.
There's some of that action in around Gilbert just prior to that rush by the Bruins. The Canadiens had the puck bouncing around, Lou, but they didn't have much room.
Dick, you're right. For all that activity down there, they only had one actual shot on the net, and Gilbert down on his back makes the save, but many shots were missing the net. They were really jamming in front of the net. They couldn't get any room to operate, and as the puck was centered, you'll see right here, people were right on him. They couldn't get free for a shot, and he consequently missed the net. The puck goes in the corner, and that's when it came out. You'll see Cashman right here come up, and this is what Dryden apparently was mad about. But Middleton, as he's spinning, takes the shot. Dryden had part of it right in his glove. He might have made the save of the game right there.
Cashman giving him a nudge. I think that's what upset Dryden, as we saw right after the goal was scored. He argued very briefly with referee Myers. So the Canadiens get their first power play opportunity right here. Don Cherry's Bruins on the defensive. Scotty Bowman's Canadiens with a man to the good. 1-0, the Bruins lead on the goal by Middleton. And Montreal with its first power play chance in this first period.
So they're getting set for the face-off in Boston territory. The story-studded shrine of hockey, the Montreal Forum. Scene of many gigantic battles in its 50-year-plus history. And we have another one in the making here tonight in this big seventh game. So the Canadiens with Lemaire, Shutt, Napier, Robinson, and Lafleur. On the power play, there's Rick Smith into the corner. Napier blocks it, trying to get it. Lemaire goes after his man. Milbury clearing it down the ice. On the Boston Bruins, the hands defending. They're foursome out front. Marcotte, Redmond, Smith. and Milbury. Now the Canadiens. They lose it. Redmond bringing it back in, and he almost set up Marcotte. Montreal Canadiens experiencing difficulty trying to get this power play going. Here is Shutt down on that right side. He's spun around. Shutt goes to the corner. Where is he going to pass it back to Lafleur over on this side of Robinson into Shutt. Knocked off his stick by Milbury. Now we have 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the penalty. It's Robinson blocked at the line by Milbury. Napier carries on the right side. A good shot by Napier. Napier going in. He fired it. It was wide. Lemaire couldn't get a stick on it. Lafleur takes the shot. The rebound right in front. Wow, scramble. And lunging out there to get it is Gilbert. It's still 1-0.
Well, Napier and Lambert and Lemaire, I should say, all around the net. As we see Napier trying to get in position in front of the net for that rebound. He couldn't quite get it past Gilbert. Gilbert lined flat, but the puck's free. But the penalty killers of the Bruins doing the job and not allowing the Montreal Canadiens people around that net to get any shots. Gilbert fought that high shot a little bit. He might have lost sight of it.
Well, that's right. The Canadiens have had the pressure, but they haven't really been able to sit back and take a good hard belt at Gilbert. Lemaire just missed on the deflection on the centering pass from Napier just before that.
The Canadiens haven't been sharp all night. They're passing or even they're shooting. They've had opportunities, but they're not sharp.
Now it's Savard turning. Savard giving it to Robinson to Lafleur. Lafleur to the side, right in front. It comes to the side again. They poke away at it. A backhand shot. Another shot. They score! Lemaire!
There's an oddity. Lemaire in front of the net with Lapointe and Savard. Defensemen all over on the power play, but their big size helps them to control the puck. You see Lemaire come out from behind the net, and he's going to be in position to get the last rebound off Lapointe's shot right there and put it on the ice and sneak it through Gilbert to tie this game.
You know, the Canadiens still didn't have all that much room. You just talked about that, but somehow Lemaire found the range.
It seemed to be their defensemen, the big size in front, fighting for that puck to get it free.
Scotty Bowman had 3 defensemen on the ice right there. Robinson, and he had Savard and Lapointe. At least in that sequence, they were up front. And there you see the scoring play. So there was one time something like that paid off. 18 and 5, the 2 defensemen playing in tight to the net. And it's Lemaire to the left of your screen who tucks the puck home. Underneath Rick Smith, it's 1-1.
14-19 the time of the tying goal. Now Risebrough lobs one into the corner. Risebrough going in there along with Brad Park. Lambert trying to get it. Park gets it up on the right side, and here's O'Reilly putting it on to McNabb. Stick into the corner it goes. Dryden doing a little wandering. Now O'Reilly getting it back to Brad Park. O'Reilly again. He centered it. Dryden got his stick on it, and Savard lugs it, gets it out to the line. The Bruins are on it again. A drop pass goes to McNabb. Closing in, he waited too long. Here's McNabb again, and he dribbled his shot. The post comes off. It's Morey on the right side, so the play will be stopped. They line up now for the face-off to the right of Dryden. The Bruins with the defense of Smith and Milbury. Well in over, you can see Smith just the corner of your screen there. Out is Milbury, he's on the left point. 4 minutes and 53 seconds left in the opening period. Score tied at a goal. The Bruins fail to get the draw. Engblom whipped it around the boards. It comes down the ice. Gainey is going after it. Now is Jarvis. Jarvis over the line. His shot is away weak. Here's Réjean Houle. Houle trying to center it. He does. The Bruins have difficulty clearing it. And now it's Schmatz on the right side. Schmatz goes to center. Dumped it into the corner. There's Jonathan going in after Engblom. Réjean Houle playing it ahead. Gainey couldn't get it. The Bruins on the move again. Foster is given a shot by Gainey. Here's Houle on the left side. There's a pass going to Jarvis. Rick Smith took it to the corner. He and Houle, and now Jarvis, they fight for it. In on the boards it goes. And Schmatz rolled it to center. Over the line, Milbury back to Foster, into Milbury, a backhand shot on the short side. That was a good give and go play.
Here's a good save by Dryden as Milbury comes in from the side. He takes that save, but Dryden stops him.
Rattel on the faceoff. He loses it to Lemaire. Savard, who has come up with an outstanding defensive play in this period, could be, as Lou Nanny mentioned, the turning point in the game when Jonathan appeared to have a goal. Now it's Lemaire over the line. It's fed in front. Brad Park failed to clear it out. Here's LaFleur shooting it. Rebound in front. They bang away at it. And now we have LaPointe and Brad Park embracing each other. Nothing of an unpleasant nature there at all.
Well, something you don't see often is Brad Park gave that puck away to LaFleur, and LaFleur takes the shot with Lemaire and Schutt both around the front of the net. And Gilbert doing his heroics again, making save after save to stop the Canadiens from taking a lead. And Harry Sinnen said, if we can go into the end of the first period either tied or one goal back, I think we're going to win this game, as you see Schutt stopped by Gilbert.
Canadiens have come on rather strongly in the last 5 or 6 minutes. They're out shooting Boston now 13-9. There's a shot by Lemaire over the top of the net. You can't always, of course, assess a game on shots on goal. At times they're meaningless.
That's right, Dan, and especially tonight, Boston seems like they're playing with a lot of composure out there, and they're enjoying themselves right now.
Well, they're not supposed to be here, you know that. They were supposed to be out of it long ago, but they're here battling to get into the finals. And right now, it's still all even. 3 games each and a goal apiece in this first period as we move into the final 3.5 minutes. It is LaPointe around the net. There's Rattel, evergreen Mr. Rattel. Schutt takes it. He's in on that left side, fakes the shot. Schutt is coming, he's centered it. It goes off LaFleur. And there's going to be a penalty here against Boston. Dryden is out of the net. LaFleur was upended. It was a holding infraction, I think.
Well, Donnie Marcotte doing his job staying with LaFleur, but LaFleur's got that great speed and super acceleration, and he just gets away enough from Marcotte to be in position to score the goal. Marcotte's got to pull him down as we see Schutt fake a shot, go to the outside, and as he's centering this puck to LaFleur, Marcotte is pulling LaFleur down. Otherwise, LaFleur had that whole net. A good penalty taken by Marcotte to keep this game even and give the Boston penalty killers a chance to kill off this Montreal power play.
You're talking about the game being even at 10:09, a power play goal, Middleton from Cashman and Redmond, and then another power play goal, Lemaire from Savard and LaPointe at 14-19. Here is the announcement of the penalty. So Scotty Bowman and his Chargers have a break here as we move into the final minutes of the first period. They can apply their power play, and toward that end they're going to have Mondeau, Lambert, that's Napier on the other side, LaFleur and Robinson. Boston, Milbury, he's seeing a lot of service out there in this first period, playing very well. Miller is on, Redmond and Rick Smith. Now it's back to Lambert. Lambert at the point, over to LaFleur, winding up with a shot, and they hit him, and there's another shot. Mondeau missed the open side. Into the corner is Robinson. Robinson trying to hand it off to Mondeau. Robinson gloved it. Now it's back to the point. Lambert into Big Robinson. Robinson up on that left side. Gives it to Mondeau. He's going to turn around. Will he take a shot? There it is, right on to the short side. Robinson or Rick Smith. They'll try and get a whistle, the Bruins, but they can't. Napier behind the net. They don't have there's a shot. And a Larson is saved by Gilbert with Mondeau right on the lip of the crease. There's a shot by Redmond. He got in behind Lambert. And of course, Dryden had to be very sharp with the Canadiens. A wave of 4 of them at center. Into the corner. Lambert hustles in there. Oh, he was belted by Milbury. Here's LaFleur. Lambert is hurt. LaFleur over to Robinson. Robinson. Lambert is still on the ice. Rick Smith touches it. And that was a tremendous jolt on Lambert by Milbury.
Well, the crowd was booing because Lambert was down. He hit his head on the glass, and the people felt that the referee should have blown the whistle. Montreal had possession of the puck, and it looked like Lambert was getting up, so Bob Myers didn't want to stop the play, but he's definitely in the fog. He was taken in very heavily by Milbury, and because of it, he's still down there, probably could have lost consciousness or maybe even could get a concussion, a case like that, because your head hits that glass and you're coming with that kind of speed, you really receive quite a hit.
That was some move. He didn't have much time to make a move, but he was quick on his reflex. I'm thinking of Gilbert on Montu.
That's right. As we look at Milbury really giving him a shoulder, and a good clean check, no question about it, but Lambert not in position to take it, hitting his head in the glass. Gilbert made just a fantastic save on that play. He went down and just threw his legs out. It's one of those saves where you say the puck's not in, you just got to gamble and go down, and he made a super save. And I'll have to say right now, Gilbert has been the dominant factor on the ice tonight. Here's the play as we see Montu setting up in front, taking a pass on the skates, back to his forehand, and just a great save by Gilbert as he was moving to his right, but got it with his left pad.
So now we are ready for the resumption in play in the first period with 1 minute and 54 seconds left. Marcotte has 50 seconds remaining in his penalty. Scores tied at a goal. The Bruins get it to center. Robinson, Lafleur, Lapointe, Shutt, and Lemaire. 5 Canadiens at the line. Here's Shutt going in on goal. He's upended. And I would think that every Canadian supporter, the coach and the Canadian players are convinced there should have been a penalty.
Well, you know, the Bruins are a man short already, and you always say that that second penalty better be earned. And in a game like this, the referee wants to let him play. Milbury probably pulled him down, and Shutt, of course, could be noted for being a little off balance, maybe going with the dive a little bit, but Milbury did what he had to do. Shutt looked like he was getting free, and right now Gilbert had frozen the puck to cause the whistle. Here's Milbury coming across, hooking him somewhat as he was going up on one skate to get it, but when you're going down in a position like that, the axiom is to go down and hope for the call, and maybe Bob Myers at this stage of the game felt it was questionable enough not to call it.
In this series, Milbury has impressed me so much, particularly in the last 3 games. He's a native of Brighton, Massachusetts. He's one of 2 American-born players on this team. The other fellow is Bob Miller. But right now, you look at Scotty Bowman, who is not pleased, of course, over the fact that a penalty was not assessed against the Bruins. Face off to the right of Gilbert. 35 seconds left in the Marcotte penalty. Lafleur and Robinson on the points, back to Lafleur. Lafleur, it was off a stick. Rick Smith failed to clear it the first time. Knocked down by Lafleur. Lafleur clearing it in. It comes right in front of the net. Loose puck. And they get all mixed up in front of the net. They were in there very closely, and finally, the Bruins clear it down the ice. Montreal will have to hustle for another power play rush because Marcotte has 8 seconds left. Robinson dumped it delicately into the corner. Miller goes in there, off the boards. And Redmond propels it down on the right side, and that brings about an expiration in the penalty to Marcotte. So again, the Bruins held well, got some good saves, a few good saves by Gilbert. Now there are 51 seconds left in the opening period. Robinson takes over at his own line. They're watching each other very carefully right here. It's knocked off Lapointe's stick by Marcotte, and it goes over the board.
Well, even though the Canadiens are working quite hard and they look like they have a significant edge in play, they are not sharp at all. You can tell by their passing around the net. Boston's doing a solid checking job on them, and as we see Larry Robinson there, he's awful tired, just working hard.
They seem very tight in around the net, the Canadiens. They're not loose, and everything's getting mixed up in their skates.
They sure are.
40 seconds left. The Bruins won and the Canadiens won. Rattel shooting it in. Schmott's on the move on the left side. Gainey gets a second shot at it, gives it to Jarvis. He shoots it to the corner. Sims fires it off the boards. Bruins would like to get it out of here, out of their own zone. They pile in behind the net. And the face-off will be in Bruin territory. Ray-Jean Houle is seeing a lot of service, despite the fact that he's been out of the lineup for well over 3 weeks.
Well, Dan, Scotty elected to go with the cripples tonight. He's taken out Houle and Riseborough, who are out of the lineup with injuries, inserted them in the lineup. There's only 3 players off this club that played in that 7th game series. You see Riseborough wearing that mask to protect that broken nose. And there's only 3 players that have that 7th game experience for the Canadiens in here.
A mask like that, how much does it impede a player's proficiency?
Quite a bit. You lose sight of the puck in close to your feet.
Now Canadiens, everybody up for a big face-off. The Bruins getting it into the center ice area. And it is Savard handing it off to Robinson. Schmatz forechecking along with Marcotte and Rattel. They're going to play out the period with 2 seconds. It's cleared to the line. And that's the end of the period. Shots on goal 15-10 in favor of Montreal. And the scoring plays Middleton for Boston and Lemaire for Montreal, both power play goals. And so the score at the end of the first period, the Bruins won and the Canadiens won. Okay, the referee has blown his whistle. He has checked with the goal judges to neither end. We have a huge crowd here tonight. I would think that this is probably the biggest crowd of the entire playoff setup in Montreal this year, for the 2 games against Toronto and now this, the 4th game against the Boston Bruins. There is Gilles Gilbert, and what a name he has made for himself over and above his past record as a goaltender in the 3 games that he has played. He came in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, the 6th, and now the 7th. And there is Dryden. That was a pose made very familiar, Lou Nanny, in '71 when he came in as a goalie against Boston.
He certainly did, and he played very well in that series. He was the most valuable player in that series, I believe, coming right out of college there shortly before that out of Cornell. And since that time, he's brought Montreal to many a victory. And there's a fellow that's brought Boston many victories, Rattel.
So we have Rattel at center, Marcotte on one wing, and Schmatz on the other. Régin, Hull, Jarvis, and Gainey, and the Canadiens snipe it in there, and they go into Bruin territory. Here is Gainey. Gainey getting it back to Savard. There's the shot. It was screened. But eagle eye of Mr. Gilbert with that gloved hand. He was there to get it.
Danny, his story is even more incredible when you consider he had appeared in just 1 playoff game over the last 2 years prior to taking over for Boston in Game 3 of this one.
He's a very confident individual too, Dick. He always felt that he could play defense in the American League.
And this experience is going to make him even more confident as a regular player next year.
Well, he feels that he can play in many teams in the league, and he has proven that he's a good goaltender even with the North Stars when he started.
I tell you, this won't help him, the fact that he's on the final year of a 5-year contract. It won't hurt him.
That's true, Dick, and there's a lot of talk that Jerry Cheever says he might retire, so the Bruins need another goaltender of Gilbert's stature.
So we have the Canadiens with their defense of Savard and Lapointe in over the line. But the Bruins get the draw, and they hustle into the center ice area with Middleton firing it in. Savard going in there to take it away from Rattel. Middleton waiting for Cashman. He scores! What a beautiful move by Cashman.
Boy, he was all alone in back there, Lou, and I don't know if it was intended that way or the puck just got there, but he didn't waste any time at all, and the Bruins have a 2-1 lead.
While the puck got there from Rick Middleton going behind the net as both defensemen follow the puck, Lapointe's looking at the puck. Middleton's going to center it behind the net right there to Cashman, who comes out rather quickly, puts it between Dryden's legs, and gives the Bruins that lead. Here's Rattel making the forecheck, Middleton setting up the goal, and Cashman putting it away.
I don't think that was by happenstance. He came out so quickly, he had his mind made up what he was going to do all the way. Beautiful effort by Cashman.
seconds.
27 seconds, the time of the go-ahead goal by the Bruins, 2-1. They jam in on the boards outside the Boston line, recapping that play for you. Cashman for Middleton and Rattel, 27 seconds.
So often you'll see this play, Lou, that, you know, the players trying to get rid of the puck a little too quickly, and they end up sort of jamming it in the side of the net or panicking a bit, but not Cashman that time. He just played it perfectly. We were set to show you the replay, but instead we'll stick with this little bit of action between whistles.
Well, fortunately for Cashman, you'll notice he's on his forehand. When Cashman gets his puck, he's on his forehand right here, and so he didn't have to handle it too much, and he just quickly put it on his backhand in the net. If he was a left-hand shot, he would have had to reach around, and Dryden might have been there in time to make the save.
So those grinding, Bruins from Boston have the lead. The lunch pail brigade, as Cherry affectionately calls them. Now Brad Park in the corner gets the puck to the line. Here's Trombley taking a shot right on the rebound. Cleared away by McNabb from Risebrough. McNabb ahead to Middleton to O'Reilly. They come down. They flip it in over the line. Right into the corner. Robinson gets it to the boards. Here's O'Reilly. He centered it at the point. There's the shot by Sims right on. The rebound. And the Canadiens cleared into the center ice area. Trombley bumping with Big McNabb on the boards. Now McNabb against Engblom. Banked it off the boards into Boston territory, and Park is down there behind the net. Park is going to lead this attack with that head fake. He comes to center. Hands it over to Sims. Back to O'Reilly. He's upended by Lambert. And the Bruins react on that. Here's Big Robinson over the line. And a cannonading shot went off Gilbert. So Scotty Bowman, hey, he is chewing gum now. First time. Face off. Will be executed again to the right of Gilbert. The Bruins 2 and the Canadiens 1. Canadiens out shooting Boston 18-12. Lemaire will try to get it back to Savard if he can. Now it goes back to the other side to Lapointe. There's a shot wide. Shutt try to get it in front. The Bruins on the left side get it out over the line. Lafleur gathering speed on his wrong wing. Over the line. Milbury is there as he is so often for the Bruins. Lemaire was upended. Here's Lafleur in the corner, passing it back. Lemaire trying to center it, stopped by Gilbert. Rattel coming out over the line. There's the long lead pass, and Savard cleared it to the other side. Marcotte knocked it in behind the net, and now the Canadiens come out on the left side. Long shot to the corner by Shutt. Lafleur is bodied, gets it again, gives it to Lemaire. He's taken out the play by Rattel. And it's amazing the number of times you see Rattel, number 10, getting back to make a fine defensive play. A lot of people think of him only as an offensive player, but a good defensive one he is. Number 10. Now the puck is back in Boston territory. Here's a shot by Gainey! And Gainey had a glittering opportunity as Gilbert gave him the puck. Now here's Smots going in. His shot goes off the leg of Engblom. Miller in the corner. Smots comes up with it. He's getting set. He fired it! And it went off Dryden wide. Luckily for Dryden was on the short side. He was hugging that pipe. Here's Gainey up on the left wing. Into the corner. Gainey speeds. He centered it. Puck is loose. Now Jonathan from the corner for the Bruins down on the right wing at center. Harassing him is Gainey. It's cleared into Canadiens territory. The Bruins raced in there to do some forechecking. Now Robinson goes to the other side, up on the left side. It goes to Gainey to Jarvis. Napier is coming up on the wing. It's swept in by Jarvis into the corner. Jonathan will get clear of it on the left side, but not out over the line. Ray-Jean-Houle into Napier. Napier turning, getting it back. The Bruins fail to clear it out again. Robinson into Ray-Jean-Houle. Houle flicked it, and it went over the glass.
Look, the Canadiens have a lot of good hockey players like Pierre Mondu, but I have to think that Lafleur has to shake loose. Right.
Well, that's right, Dick, and they're using him on two lines right now. Scotty's giving him every opportunity to do so.
The Bruins 2, Canadiens 1. Marcotte over to McNabb. Oh, Mondu was belted by the rugged O'Reilly. Now the puck is at the Canadiens' line again. Lapointe head manning it. Here's Ray-Jean-Houle getting it back to Lafleur. In it comes behind the net. Getting tangled up in the corner, Rick Smith and Houle. Now they jam on the other side, Marcotte and Lapointe. And the face-off is going to be outside the line.
Mark Napier on the Canadiens bench. Ray-Jean-Houle's played a lot tonight, as you mentioned, Danny. His first game since the 3rd of March, Lou, when he suffered that very serious stomach muscle injury in a game against Detroit.
And you can tell that because he's not sharp with the puck.
Yeah, but there are Canadians out there who have played every game since March the 3rd, and they're not very sharp with it either. Now it's LaFleur at the line. He's having difficulty, as Dick and Lou indicated, shaking off number 21. There's 21 Marcotte into McNabb. Along the boards. Here's O'Reilly. After him, Savard. O'Reilly digging against the boards. Mondu, number 6, is in there to help out, and he gets a whistle.
Interesting to see Savard and O'Reilly out there. This is the 91st game, excluding things like exhibitions and Challenge Cup matches. Here's a fellow that's played in all 91 for Boston, Terry O'Reilly. Also, the only other Bruin to play in all games, John Rattel for the Canadiens, just 2, Savard and LaFleur.
And that O'Reilly's 91 games played is probably
right.
equivalent to something like 400 of other players, because he never gives up out there. And Savard, a master on defense for the Canadiens all along.
Now the Bruins. Everybody up with the Canadiens get the draw. It goes to the right side. Tremblay. A pass goes to Risebrough. Lambert is moving up. There's Lambert going in, and the pass was deflected in time. And Gilbert covered up. Brad Park stayed with his man. And it looked for a fraction of a second that perhaps Lambert would be able to get in on the clear.
Well, Dougie Risebrough is trying to control the puck as he goes down on a 2-on-1. Having that mask on for the first time has to bother him. Right there, he tried to put it through Park's stick to Lambert. He was actually passing behind him. It means a lot when you're wearing a mask for the first time.
There's a shot by Lambert and a ricochet off a leg. The centering pass is gobbled up by McNabb. Ahead to Middleton. Dryden clearing it to the wing. McNabb is there. Behind it goes to the other side. Now skedaddling up on the left wing. Risebrough, he was bumped by O'Reilly. Tremblay going in there. It's loose to the side of the net. They try to center it. Lambert's pass is picked up by O'Reilly. Here is Riley. Indefatigable every time he's on the ice. He just keeps going and going. And now he plays even without a stick. He's that dedicated.
There's Tremblay, who's been one of the leaders for Montreal all year long, and he's a player in the mold of Riley. He never quits working himself out there, and he seems to be coming into prominence after starting out as an underage junior player for Montreal back around 4 years ago.
Lou, this was his best year by far. I think Dick will agree with that. Dick has seen him play practically every game. And I think his maturation came about in that final game against Boston last year. Gave him that confidence.
That's right, he was a big hero for them, and it sure has helped him this year.
The Bruins 2 and the Canadiens 1. There's Robinson's pass stopped. It's kicked in over the line by Gainey. Milbury around the net, out on the left side. Here is Engblom. Milbury again into the center ice area. Cashman's pass goes to an open wing. Now it's filled by Rattel. Rattel is on the wing. He lost it. Rattel staying with it. Now Cashman clearing it in. And Robinson is trying to get some skating room for the Canadiens. Gets it out to Gainey. Back to Robinson. Engblom on the right side. He poked it ahead, and it's over the glass. 13:29 left in the second period.
Canadiens had 15 shots on goal in the first period. They've had only 3 in the first 6 minutes and 31 seconds of this second period. The Bruins likewise 3 in this second period. Overall right now, Montreal out shooting Boston 18-13, but where it really counts, the Bruins have the lead 2-1.
Well, much of the emotion of the start of the game has subsided, and this is in the Bruins' favor. Coming out in the second period, all the crowd being much quieter than they were at the beginning, and Boston has picked up the tempo of this period.
And now we have Lemaire, Lafleur, and Shutt, the attacking line for Montreal, countering for the Bruins. Don Cherry as Miller, Jonathan, and Cashman. Rick Smith plays it over on the left side of Milbury. He shoots it in. Miller is in there watching Robinson rather closely, checking Marcotte also. He's on with Schmutz. So the Bruins have made some quick changes. Engblom in over the line. Here's Engblom. He held it too long. It was knocked off his stick. Robinson up on the left side to Lemaire. The Canadiens are forced to take shots from well out. Now Engblom right in front of him. Good shot. He fired it. And a splendid save by Gilbert. Oh, that was the save of the night. Schmutz shooting it. And he whipped a shot just wide. Oh, what a save that was by Gilbert. I want to see that leg action on the replay. Now it's Lafleur. He can't get anywhere against Sims. The Bruins clearing it in to Canadiens territory. To be successful in the playoffs, you have to get that great goaltending, and the Bruins have been getting it. There's a shot, a long one by Lemaire. Park into the corner against Lemaire. Lafleur in there trying to help up. And down on the ice is Park, and a face-off in Bruin territory. Gilbert all set for this face-off to his right. It's back to the line. Lapointe takes a shot, kicked out by Gilbert. Here is O'Reilly. Down on the wing, Middleton is streaking down, and Lapointe clearing it in over the glass. We have 12:09 left in the second period. 1 goal in this period, Boston getting it, and they're leading 2-1.
One thing Gilbert is doing, he's kicking the rebounds past the Montreal forwards. This could be quite dangerous. If he doesn't get it by him, he's going to be down in another position, and they could put a rebound in. But up to this time, he's successful.
One of these kick rebounds may hit somebody and end up right on his doorstep. Now here's Mondeau. Mondeau around the net trying to center it. He took that pass from Lambert, and Gilbert, he is very, very alert. He grabbed it. He saw it there, and he picked it into his glove. He grabbed it, and that was it.
I've been told by some of the scouts that the book on Gilbert is shoot it to the stick side, and that's exactly what Steve Shutt did.
Only he didn't get it down and a little away from him. When Gilly challenges you as he comes out towards you, you can beat him down low on the stick side, maybe even on the glove side. But you've got to get the puck away from him because he's very, very quick, very agile. He's a goaltender that loves to play against Montreal, being from Quebec. Every time he started here for the North Stars, he shone. He's just an outstanding competitor in the nets for the Bruins tonight.
So we have Jarvis on with Napier and Gainey. Canadiens with the defense playing up. Robinson shoots it. It rattled off the leg. Now the puck, they fight for it. It rolls into Gilbert. He sprawls, and Rick Smith knocked it to the wing. Canadiens Gainey with it. Gainey has it blocked. Engblom bringing it in. Engblom around the net. He's sending it right in front. And Jarvis was out of position. He couldn't pick it up. Jonathan dumping it into the corner. Rattel goes in after Dryden. Dryden gets tied up there. The face-off will be to the right of the Canadiens goalie.
Boy, Dougie Jarvis standing out in front of the net. That's a tough spot, though, Lou. That puck came out there so quickly, but boy, he'd like to have that one over again, wouldn't he?
What a sinking feeling when the puck comes out from behind the net. You're there point blank, and it goes through your legs. You feel so very helpless.
You mean you've experienced that feeling, Lou?
Occasionally, I once or twice got down in front of the net. I got lost down there. There's one of the leaders of the Bruins, Terry O'Reilly, taking a breath as we look at a fine player for him, Rattel.
Now it's back to Park. There's the shot. That went off Gainey's leg. Cashman, one of the best corner men in hockey. He's in there against Robinson. Jarvis and Rattel in there also for Boston. So the face-off again in Canadiens territory. 11:18 left in the second period. And a grueling struggle in the making.
You saw what that old pro just did. He beat Jarvis on the face-off to get the shot from the point. Jarvis is a Canadiens' best. As we look at Cashman going in behind the net after that shot.
Now Cashman along the boards. Rattel comes up with it. Rattel, there's Jonathan shooting it. Dryden got in front of that one. Jonathan having an excellent series.
Well, if there's anybody playing as well as Gilbert tonight for the Bruins, it is Rattel, but there's the fellow they have to depend on back in the blue line. Brad Park, who so often has been the star for the Bruins in Stanley Cup action.
Shots on goal, 22-14 for Montreal. But the important statistic on the board, the score, Boston 2, Montreal 1. Here's Gainey coming down against Brad Park. Ashman goes in to take over. He gets it to the line. Robinson bump Rattel. Engblom circles back to his own line. Engblom up on the right side. Ran into the boards by Cashman. Rattel was covered by Gainey. Engblom, there's a penalty. There's the shot. And a hooking penalty. Coming up, let's see.
I think it's going to be Jean Rattel, a very uncharacteristic move by Rattel, if indeed that's what the penalty call is all about.
You're right, Dick. They're calling him for hooking, but actually it was slashing. After he got checked and he was going to the bench, he just gave him a little slash on the ankles, but referee Bob Myers caught it, and he's sending Rattel off right now.
Well, the Canadiens get a break with a penalty to a player who very seldom visits the penalty box. Two-time Lady Bing Trophy winner, Jean Rattel. Now the home crowd picks up the pace, Lou, as you look at the action leading to the penalty call.
And after this, you'll see Gainey coming into the picture, and Gainey giving a hard check right there on Rattel, and Rattel retaliated right there, and that cost 2 minutes for the Bruins, and the Montreal fans are very, very alive right now.
So we have Lemaire, Robinson, Lapointe, Savard, and Lafleur on the power play for Montreal. Milbury, Redmond, Smith, and Park. Now they fight for it in front of the net. It's Marcotte out there, not Park. The Bruins clearing it down the ice. Robinson back with Lafleur. Redmond and Marcotte up there checking the defense of Smith and Milbury into the center ice area. And the Canadiens led by Lafleur. Lafleur shooting it in. 4 Montreal players move in. And it's over the corner glass. So that brings the penalty time remaining down to 1 minute and 35 seconds.
Well, Gilbert's got his shot down, a good move. He just fired it out over the glass. And in Boston, he wouldn't have been able to do that because they've got such high glass behind the net that would have been kept in play. Good move by Gilly, though, to get it on the play and get a whistle here.
This is the third power play advantage for Montreal. Boston has had 2. There's Lemaire, right in front of Savard. He shoots it. Oh, what a stupendous move by Gilbert. Savard just right there.
What's the saying, Lou? You can't put it by with a cannon?
That's right. He's just challenging the shooters at every occasion and beating them. And here it's Savard all alone in front trying to get it up and over him. But Gilly coming out just smothered him. A fine setup and a better play by Savard right here. He made a good move, tried to get it past Gilbert, but Gilbert made the save.
Now it's back to Lafleur. He's getting set, takes the shot, and a rising shot. And let's see, we're going to have 2 penalties about to be assessed, I think. The referee is skating over toward the penalty box. That's Bob Myers. We have Guy Lapointe going off, and Don Marcotte is going to join Rattel.
And if you're wondering why Cherry's upset, because you don't want to go from a 5-on-4 to a 4-on-3. Montreal now will have an added advantage, a 5% better advantage, but they've got more room to handle that puck. And Cherry does not like that call. It's much easier to kill off a penalty with 4 against 5 than 3 against 4.
You know, Scotty Bowman is using the 2 defensemen as wingers in the power play again, Lou, Savard and Lapointe. He has not done that all year. This is a first here tonight. Robinson on the point with Lafleur, and there's one of the defensemen who was up front. Lapointe is now in the penalty box, along with Rattel and now Marcotte.
That's right, Dick, and that might be one of the reasons. In case they're going to get a penalty, someone's going with them, and they're big and strong in front of the net to tie up the Bruin defensemen, and all you're going to get out of that are double penalties, and so the Canadiens right now get an added advantage.
So let us see what will eventuate in this situation. Lemaire, Lafleur, Schott and Robinson. Redmond along with Rick Smith and Milbury defending for the Bruins. And in the Rattel penalty, 1 minute and 16 seconds left, and the Canadiens go to the attack on the power play. Here's Lafleur in over the line with Schott. Lafleur puts on the brakes. Over it comes to Robinson. Robinson takes a look. Now Robinson working it into the side. It goes to Lemaire. It's flipped right in front. A wild pile-up. Gilbert is down. Gilbert is over there, and he is warning Schott.
And Larry Robinson trying to get his player out of there because another penalty right now will take away that advantage for a while.
On that play, Lou, Lemaire had the puck at the side of the net, and I felt he didn't get enough on the pass as he tries to get it across to Lafleur. Tried to ease it across. Didn't flip it. Didn't zing it across. Flipped it rather, and the puck never did get to Lafleur, and Gilbert covered up in the play.
That's right. It seemed to carry him off Steve Schott right there in front of the net and into Gilbert. Had it gone by, Lafleur coming in, racing from the outside, was all alone. He could have slammed it home. Here's the pass trying to go across, but he got it off the heel of his stick.
Look at the action.
59 seconds left in the Rattel penalty. That's the amount of power play time the Canadiens have.
And the puck is dropped. Robinson, the long reach, he poked it to the side. He and Smith go after it. Now it goes to Lemaire, to Lafleur. Lafleur back to Lemaire, over the other side to Robinson. Back to Lafleur. Lafleur keeping it in at the point. Over to Robinson. The Canadiens passing it back and forth. Some of their passes are not too good. but they retain possession. Here's Lafleur shooting it. It's blocked. Into the corner it goes to Lemire, and we're having a couple of more penalties or just...
Steve Shutt, he's going to get a cross-checking call as he flattens Smith in front of the net. And there goes the Canadiens' power play edge with 32 seconds left of the penalty to Jean Rattel. They'll now play 4 aside.
And eventually the Canadiens will be short a man for 53 seconds. Here's Shutt behind him and cross-checking Smith and drawing the penalty.
And Lou, I mentioned the Canadiens were not passing that puck too well.
That's right, Dan. They haven't been passing all night.
So now we have Savard clearing it into the corner. Gainey going in against Brad Park. In there to take over for the Bruins, McNabb. He flipped it on the left side, and the Bruins are starting out. McNabb is coming up on the right side. And he put Sims offside. Rattel has 13 seconds left in his penalty.
Yeah, there's Al Sims, who was engaged in a very interesting conversation with Dave Hodge the other night in Boston. He has been up, he has been down, he has been back up again, but he seems to now have settled in as basically a regular on that Boston blue line. Former Cornwall Jr. His first defense partner when he came up was a fellow named Bobby Orr. That's not a bad way to start, Lou.
Boy, anytime you're in trouble, just give it to Orr.
It is Middleton joining Sims and Park for Boston. Gainey, Robinson, and Savard. There's Sims taking the shot to the short side. Middleton in there trying to poke it away. Now Rattel is on the ice. Middleton lost it. Park trying to keep it in, and it's back into the center ice area. The Bruins with Sims coming in over the line. Middleton had a break there, but it is called. Face-off outside the Canadiens' line. The Bruins with the advantage here. They have Redmond, Middleton, Rattel, and Park. Savard chopped it down on the left side. Lemire and Robinson are the other defenders for the Canadiens. Now Brad Park. He's the big man on the power play. He slides the pass over to Redmond. Redmond takes a look in front of goal. Rattel almost deflected it in there. Dryden came up with a great maneuver, getting that puck between his pads.
Big save by Kenny Dryden, Lou. Comes just as the penalties to Lapointe and Marcotte expired, so Shutt's alone in the penalty box. Here it is.
Well, Rattel made a fine play just getting that puck out of the air. He tried to change the direction of it as he was being checked. Dryden was close enough so that when he makes a save, even though the puck had changed direction through Rattel's deflection right there, he was able to stop it and cover up. And as you said right now, the Canadiens one man short, but it's 5 against 4.
From the face-off, back it goes to Redmond. Over to Park, he winds up, and he rattled that one off Gainey's leg. Now Park going in there. Into the corner, goes to Cashman. He tried to center it. Savard coming up with it for Montreal. Here is Savard down on the right side. Savard dragging the puck. Gives it to Gainey. Over for Jarvis, and he missed that pass. Now Middleton giving it to Park. On the left side. Redmond ahead into the center ice area to Middleton. Middleton is over the line, trying to clear it in. He gets it to Rattel. Right in front it comes. Here's Park, and he failed to pick it up. Gainey down on the left side. Gainey cutting it over the line. Now he put on the brakes, killing off seconds. In the penalty, a half dozen seconds left, and there's an offside called at the Boston line.
Boy, some pretty good covering up by that Montreal defense, Lou, right there with that net wide open.
Well, Dick, I'm telling you, Brad Park's going to be thinking like Stan Jonathan, what do I have to do to get in that open net? Steve Shutt just serving the remainder of the penalty time, 5 seconds. But the Bruins with a great chance. Dougie Jarvis coming back to help out. Brad Park not being able to control the puck and put it in the open net, so the score remains 2-1.
5 seconds left, and the Shutt penalty. He's getting set to come back on. Now he is back on the ice, and there's an offside call. So we have 7:10 left in the second period. 2-1 the score. Boston leading, and the Bruins got the tiebreaker in this period. Cashman getting it.
Well, to tell you what this game means to the state of Massachusetts and the city of Boston the other night when the Bruins were playing the Canadiens and they announced the score at Fenway Park, when it was 4-2, they got a thunderous ovation, and 5-2, they got a standing ovation.
And if they win this one and go home, what's going to happen then? In it goes into Montreal territory. Lapointe beating it up on the left side. Shot with Lemaire. Lafleur is trailing on the play. Now he's coming in over the line. The Bruins trying to get possession. It's on the boards. Marcotte hands it off to Miller. On the other side, Schmott. He chopped it back in there. Here's Marcotte. Dropping it back, and it's intercepted by Lemaire with Lafleur. Lafleur off the boards. He felt it. Milbury got a piece of him. Lafleur remained upright, but he couldn't pick up the puck. Englund is going in. They chop away at it, and it's back into the center ice area. 6 minutes and 20 seconds left. Second period. Good move by Englund. He took a poke from Milbury, but cleared it in. Puck is knocked down in midair by Ray-Jean. Milbury winds it along the boards to the left side. Canadiens keeping it in. Schmott waited too long. Mondeau backhand shot. Now Napier trying to get it in front. And the Bruins clear it into the center ice area. You saw Schmott wait a bit too long there, and Mondeau almost cashed in. Ray-Jean, he's upended by McNabb. Schmott is hit by Robinson. Now on the right side. In over the line. Here's Ray-Jean going in. Firing it! And the angle was sharp, and he missed with a fairly hefty drive. Now Jonathan back for Boston. Jonathan going in. Dryden out of the net. Excellent action here as we move into the final 5 minutes of the second period. Lambert comes off the bench and cleared it to Mondeau. Back to Lambert. Lambert at center. He was knocked off balance by O'Reilly. And Savard, who has played a tremendous game for the Canadiens, gives it to Robinson. There's Big Robinson going into the corner. McNabb very coolly cleared it back into the center ice area. Savard up on the left side. A deflection by Lambert. Now it's loose. Finally, O'Reilly picking his way out. A good move to get by Reisler. Lambert shooting it! Gilbert robbed Lambert. O'Reilly missed it. There's a shot by Lambert. And this Gilbert is something else. He reminds me of Johnny Bauer back. Here's Jonathan. Out of the net is Dryden. Jonathan in behind the net. Dryden is crawling back into the net. And Jonathan never did get a pass in front. Now they poke away at it at the side of the net. And the Canadiens survive that close call. Risebrough and McNabb into the boards. The play is stopped.
Some tremendous action, Lou. First off, great goaltending by Gilbert.
Well, Lambert was robbed twice, but this time right there, he had the shot where he wanted. Gilbert still got a piece of it. And as the Bruins came down the ice after this save by Gilbert, Jonathan had an open net, and Dryden was way out, but Jonathan never took the shot. Watch Dryden scramble. He's scrambling on all fours trying to get back, and Jonathan can't get a shot at the net, and he's trying to set someone up.
I started to mention this is reminiscent of '64 when Bauer, in the 7th game, eliminated the Canadiens personally with tremendous saves, and Gilbert making those kinds of saves here in this second period particularly. Cashman going in on that right side, cleared into the corner. Rattel is trying to tie up his man. Here's Cashman, Middleton is in front. Cashman is trying to get set. He scores! Now what a goal! Cashman is second of the period.
Boy, I'll tell you, both goals by Wayne Cashman, Lou, in this period have shown that experience can pay off in a situation like this.
Well, Dick, he has to be one of the comeback players of the year. Cashman had an outstanding season. He comes around, he takes a shot using the screen, he gets a short side. He was looking to pass it at first as he goes behind the net. He's looking up a couple times, right here again, and now he's going to just shoot it. And it catches a short side. When things are going right for you and you're hot, they count. And the Bruins are just playing with a great deal of enthusiasm right now.
So Wayne Cashman from Rattel and Middleton at 16-12 into the second period. There you are, Lou. Describe this.
That's right. And Cashman just turned around and shot, and Dryden seemed to be bothered a little bit with the people in front, but it still went in on the short side, up high over his shoulder, and that's Cashman right there, the hero for the Bruins thus far, along with Gilbert.
So the Bruins leading 3-1. Here's shot going in. He was checked effectively by Sims. In on the boards, they fight for it. Savard is keeping it in. It's off the leg. The Bruins. Miller clearing it to Schmatz into the center ice area. Lemaire getting it to Savard to Robinson. Robinson at the line up on the right side. Shutters across the line, dropping it back to Lemaire. He whipped it off the corner boards. Marcotte against Lafleur. Robinson fails to keep it in. And Savard back to his own line, gives it to Robinson. 4 Canadians led now by Lemaire on the right side. He dropped it back. Marcotte was there in front of Lafleur and cleared it out. And a high degree of tenacity in the checking of the Bruins right now because they have a 2-goal lead. And they do not wish to give up a goal to the Canadiens in the remaining 2 minutes and 50 seconds in this period. There's Gainey whipping a shot. Mondeau twisting and turning. Robinson is trying to get in front. It's centered. It goes off a leg. And Marcotte playing it ahead. Fox is over the line. Gives it to McNabb. And it was just too far for McNabb. Now Lapointe playing it up on the left side. Rick Smith is back at the line. The Bruins have 3 goals. The Canadiens 1. Ray Jean-Houle clearing it in. Rick Smith shooting it down. And the pattern of the Bruins game has changed completely since they got a 2-goal ball. They're doing an amazing job right here of checking. They're right on top of the Canadiens. There's O'Reilly giving it to Middleton. Middleton takes the shot right in front! And McNabb deflected it wide. O'Reilly trying to get it in front. Here's McNabb. McNabb is getting set for the shot. It's blocked. And now the Bruins going to the attack. Here's Middleton shooting it. And Lapointe was in front of it. And the Bruins were all over the Canadiens. Now the Canadiens coming back. O'Reilly turning at his own line. 1 minute and 35 seconds left in the second period. Middleton over the line. Here's O'Reilly. And Risebrough cleared it to center. Arc to O'Reilly. In it goes to Rattel. Rattel on the backhand. And he fired it wide. He is quite a backhand. There's O'Reilly right in front. Tremendous pressure here by the Bruins. Lou, when they got that 2-goal lead, they were right on top of the Canadiens. Then when they got the opportunity to go in there, they kept tremendous pressure on Montreal.
Well, since they've got that 2-goal lead, they've increased the tempo. They've taken over the whole game. Instead of Montreal coming out and fighting back, this has been all Bruins right now. And that was a great save on O'Reilly and a good comeback by Risebrough to pull him down and bother him. But just the effort of the Bruins to forecheck, to stay on the puck, has created numerous opportunities right here. And they just seem to smell victory. They're just like a tiger after its prey. They know they've got it, and they're going after it.
It's cliche to say that they're fired up, and I think that's their condition.
That's right, and right now, Montreal's getting 4 people up ice quite a bit, and they're going to get caught with just 1 man back.
1 minute and 18 seconds left in the second period. Now Cashman, a great star, gives it to Park. Prints the shot. Lafleur got rid of it. It's right to a Bruin, Marcotte, and it's cleared in again. Ashman moving in with Rattel and Marcotte to do some forechecking. 1 minute left in the second period. Here's Savard. Down on the right side with Lambert. Jarvis over the line. It's blocked by a leg. Cleared out over the line. And Lafleur is back after. Gives it to Robinson. Robinson up on the wing. Jarvis is offside. How about conditioning? Now, I mentioned earlier that there was a consensus of a lot of people in that 6th game in Boston that Gainey, Robinson, and Savard particularly looked jaded near the end of the game. How about in this game? They've worked hard tonight going into that third period.
Well, both clubs are working hard, and if there's anything that could have been a little telling difference, today it was cool in Montreal. If it was hot, the Bruins would have even a more advantage because the ice would have been slow, but the Bruins seem to be every bit as strong as the Canadiens, even though the day was cool, the buildings, you know, at a good temperature compared to what it was in Boston the other night. Yet the Bruins just sense victory. They sense a kill, and they're going after it.
Now it's Park at the line. Here's Milbury. On the left side, he shuffled it ahead to Miller, who scooped it in. Now it goes to the other side. Lafleur over skating it and then getting it to Robinson. Robinson starting out with 23 seconds left in the second period, gives it to Savard. Savard has been a tremendous workhorse for the Canadiens in this game so far. at the line. Back into the corner it goes. Park is bumped by Lafleur. Here is shut. Passing it back. Robinson is going the other way. And that will be the end of the scoring threat of the Montreal Canadiens for this second period, because now we have 2 seconds. That's the end of 2 periods. 2 brilliant goals by Cashman blew in that period.
No, I have to say that it wasn't only Cashman that did it. It was the work of fellows like Middleton and Rattel getting them the puck, but Cashman was the hero of that period.
So the score at the end of the second period, Boston 3, Montreal 1.